Any questions for us, Mark? Need any help with anything?
No. I've been digging into the training, doing what I have to do, doing my follow-ups, my emails, just waiting to get some traction.
Mm-hmm.
Working on I am working on one deal right now with Chris, fingers crossed.
Oh, great.
See how that goes through. But no, pretty much everything's been straightforward. It's just me working and making sure that I'm doing the things that I need to do and keep myself accountable. I've really gotten better with the follow-ups. I've been able to really utilize Streak a lot more, and do the follow-ups. I've been, texting people that I've spoken to before that so my fear was reaching out to people that I know I bombed on the call with, right? You could just tell by the end of the call, they were like, because I just, you don't know what you don't know, right? Like what we learned from the beginning. But now I'm feeling more comfortable and confident where I'm reaching back out to them via text. Hey, how's everything going? I'm just wondering if you have any deals that we want to talk about, whatever the case is. So I'm working on my confidence, and it's helping build a lot more in my pipeline. So fingers crossed.
That's good. That's good. I definitely like a lot of what you said there, Mark, and challenging yourself and holding yourself accountable, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations to see if you'll come out on top. Those are terrific things, and those are the building blocks of success. And people, that will resonate with clients. If you got in front of a client, you just didn't do the best job, but you're consistent, your follow-up, and the next time you do connect with them, you provide value. Like, that's impressive. That's inspiring. Right, that person was able to overcome that hurdle. I'm going to give this guy a shot, because if he's willing to go through that, he may be willing to go through that for me and for my business, and that's what I need, right? Yeah. So that's terrific.
And even so, also too, Ryan, what I have been doing is, and even though they may not want to do business with me at that time, or I follow up with them when I say I'm going to follow up with them, no matter what. Even if I know they're not going to answer, even if I know that, you could just tell by the vibe of the phone call or even the email. If I say I'm going to call you on this day or text you or send you an email, I always do it. And that seems to be getting me some traction with having conversations with people.
That's great. You're accountable to the task. They can count on you. Again, you're just providing additional value. You're showing them that you can be counted on, and so these are great bits of information. Thank you for that, Mark, and it's solid information about you and your journey to success here. But I can say to everybody, it is very important to provide additional value to clients and help them understand what your identity is as a potential partner for them. Right, right there, it's clear with Mark what you're going to get. Right? And so the client learns that about Mark, could begin to develop an emotional connection to Mark and to the work he's going to do or he's already doing, right? Because they know what they get when they deal with Mark, right? As opposed to somebody else who may not be showing that identity, providing that value. And if you're not doing that, right, do they really want to work with you? They may go with the next guy or girl, right? Because perhaps they're doing a better job at that, right? And the other thing is, you can't be afraid of questions and answers and topics that you're not quite familiar with. Don't worry about saying, what, I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to get right back to you with that, but let's move on to the next question, right? You can't be afraid of that situation, right? And so you got to remember, nobody's got an S on their chest. I say that often, but it's the truth. Nobody's got an S on their chest. Everybody, we're all the same. We're all cut from the same cloth at the end of the day. We all have experience. We all lack experience. We've all been in situations where we're a bit in over our head, or we're starting something new, or whatever it is. That's not new to anybody, right? Absolutely. That's not new to anybody. So if you could put yourself in that position of maybe being a bit uncomfortable, right? But not fearing that, you will develop experience. And those are the building blocks of success. You will grow. You will be strong. You will be better tomorrow, right? And without that mindset, without the ability to do those things, you will not grow. You will not get to that place you want to be, where you're knowledgeable, where you're experienced, where you set yourself apart. Anyway, Patrick, did you have something you wanted to add to this point?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on Mark's statement that, I do what I do. I do what I say I'm going to do. So that's huge, man. People, that goes a long way. And to ride on that, Mark, you can actually open up. I hope you're opening up your second conversations or third or fourth or whatever it is with, hey, Jack, listen, I told you I was going to call you back today or such and such, blah, blah, and here I am. So remind them that you told them what you were going to do so that they, in the back of their minds, go, oh, yeah, that's right. He did tell me that. And here he is. I'll be darned. You remind them that you're a person of your word because they're not used to hearing stuff like this. And just so you know, that's also a great way to open up a cold call. In some cases, you can say, you know, I'm not surprised you don't remember me. It's been a few months or what have you, but I did tell you that I was going to call you back around the beginning of the month, and here we are, and let's just roll right into it. So good stuff, Mark. Great.
Absolutely. Terrific. One thing I do want to just home in on for a second, Mark. You mentioned you have a deal in the pipeline right now. How's your submission rate of applications?
Meaning,
How many applications are you getting in, a month, a week, right? Do you have any other deals on the table, or do you just have the one?
this is just the one. This is and this is on the business side. Yeah. So this is my first application through business funding. Yep.
Got you. Okay. Volume is king. Volume is everything, right?
Yep.
So, and if you have a really good looking deal, I mean, the asking amount is high, the financials look good, like this is the one, right? We're all excited, our fingers are crossed, big commission, right? Go get 10 more just like it, right? If you're in business funding right now, you got that cooking, you have a really good few deals, hop over to real estate. Real estate investment funding applications are pretty easy to come by. Go get a bunch of those deals in the works. Like, so you need volume. You don't want to focus in on one deal. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to put yourself and give yourself a lot of options, a lot of opportunities to succeed, right? Because think about it for a second. Let's say you have a fat commission coming in, right? This business funding deal could equal like a $25,000 commission from you. That's awesome, right? But something happens. A former colleague of mine had a $1 million deal. It was broken up into cash advances. There was like 10 points in each note. I mean, he stood to make so much money, it was insane. Literally, I kid you not, hand to God, the business owner died the morning of funding. The funds were not dispersed. The whole thing fell apart. It can happen. Right? God forbid, it can happen. So if you put yourself in a position where you have all these other deals going on, and they may not, and none of them may be as big of a commission in a single deal, but you have all these other deals going on, and maybe 5 or 6 deals fund, but that one big one fell down. Well, that's okay because you just brought in this revenue from these other deals, and maybe it adds up to the same amount, maybe it doesn't quite add up to the same amount, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you're not dead in the water without anything. And as brokers, right, we need to think about this because you don't just become an instant success and super rich and wealthy overnight, right? It takes time. You've got to build up that book of business. You've got to learn consistency. Consistency comes from volume and qualification, right? So you've got to get to a place to where you have that consistency of deals funding so you're never putting all your eggs in one basket to make sure that every month you're cutting yourself a check. Every month you got deals funding, right? You start your own brokerage, you have your own people. You have to teach them that same lesson. Guys, you need to be making money every month, not every other month, not every quarter, right? You can't put all your eggs in one basket. So think about that, Mark. Think about that. Okay, we got this one deal in the works. Things are going well. I'm not going to put my feet up on my desk. I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. I'm going to go find a bunch more deals. I'm going to put myself in a position to succeed regardless of the outcome of this deal. Make sense?
Yes, sir.